Good morning, Mark Williams, MW Personal Trainer. Today's blog is on understanding dieting. Now, if we cut to the chase on this and ask most people out there what they actually do understand about dieting, it's quite simple. Most people think, I need to lose weight, eat less, and I'll lose weight. Sadly, as most people out there who've tried that find out, it doesn't always work. In fact, that leaves you in sort of 8 weeks down the line, leaves you in a worse position than when you started, particularly when you go back to eating normal. A lot of diets that are out there now, they're so one-sided and rigid and cutting out certain food groups, eating certain food groups, overloading on certain food groups. Long term, these diets will not work. They will, in fact, they can be quite damaging to your overall health. However, in the first 2 weeks of trying any of these sort of rigid fad diets, as I like to call them, within a couple of weeks, they will show signs that you are losing weight, which ties the dieter in, ties you in. You think, great, this is what I want to lose weight, and you get tied into that. But as you go through that, when you get to week 4, week 6, you probably might find that those results are starting to tail off. So in this short video, we're going to try and get you to understand why that actually happens. So let's look at some of the most popular fads in diets. Cut carbs, cut fat, go keto, go vegan nowadays, go Atkins. They're all out there. There's something out there for everyone. If someone's looking now to go into a diet plan, they can look around, read a little bit online and find something that fits in with the way that they think about food, the foods that they like to eat, and they generally go for that one. So again, people go into these programs not really looking into it, not really understanding what happens, and after a couple of weeks feel like they're doing great, feel okay. Let's face it, after a couple of weeks your body can take a lot of flack, so you don't really notice any changes. But again, when you get to week 6, week 8, then you start to feel a little bit different. Don't feel too good on the diet, lost a little bit of weight, so that ties you in, you want to keep going. And the implications of that are that some of these diets are so imbalanced that as you get into week 8 on these plans, you really do start to feel rough. And that's not generally the idea behind an eating plan. Generally, you should be eating for good health, to make yourself feel better. And obviously, along the line of getting healthier, so losing fat, taking your body fat levels down a little bit if they're high, that's what you should be targeting. So, but overall, anything that sort of impinges on your overall health is not a good diet to follow, and I think most of us would readily accept that. If someone tried to tie us into a plan and said, this plan's great, okay, in 4 weeks you'll drop a bunch of weight, however you might come into some serious health implications a little bit further down the line, we'd probably think, not sure if I fancy that then. And that's how a lot of these plans suck people into them. Obviously, the overall emphasis on the person is, I want to lose weight, okay? Now, as you go into those plans, you want to lose weight because you want to look great on the beach, but your body has a different agenda. Your body is probably one of the smartest pieces of kit that's ever been invented, ever been created, and even nowadays, you won't get a smarter computer to outsmart the body, and no diet will outsmart the body either. Your body's sole purpose is to keep you alive for as long as possible, and that's what it does. So it shuts down and it starts making it hard. It's not the diet that stopped working, it's not you getting used to the diet, it's your body saying, okay, this is enough now, calories have been cut for too long, this is going into a period of starvation, so I need to slow the metabolism down a little bit to preserve energy, okay? So understanding diets, as I said, most of us will think, I need to lose weight, eat less, so I'll lose weight. It doesn't work like that. Sure, most diets do work on a caloric deficit, so the bigger that deficit is, generally the greater the results. Now most people understand that part. They understand that you have to burn off more than you eat, and that's why then they get sucked into that whole, well, if I eat 100 calories, I don't have any to burn off, so I'm going to create a deficit. And it's, it's pretty light. Obviously, people are eating more than 100 calories, but, some of these diets now that people are following, they're so low in total calories throughout the day that the body just can't function, and that's where tiredness, fatigue comes in. depression sometimes, because they're pushing the body they're asking it to function throughout a day on minimal calories, and it just, over a period of days and then weeks, it just gets worse and worse, and the body just starts shutting down. Your brain doesn't function properly. That's why people feel pretty bad when they're following diets, because it is a period of starvation, and that is why the body addresses that by, for every pound of fat that you try to burn, your body's desperately trying to cling onto it. And that's what happens with your metabolism. That's why your metabolism slows down. Your body is trying to keep you alive. So let's face it, if it was that easy, I need to lose weight, stop eating, it'd be great, wouldn't it? We could all go 8 weeks, cut our calories down, sort of, wake up in the morning, have a glass of water, get to lunchtime, have an apple, brilliant, and then come to the evening, have some small sort of snack, maybe a piece of fish or chicken, and then go to bed, and in 8 weeks' time we'd be all super slim. Well, if it was that easy, we'd all be walking around in the UK now like we were in Miami on Muscle Beach, because if it was that easy, everyone would do it, and it's not that easy, okay? So losing fat is actually quite a simple thing to do if you follow the correct procedures and you work your body along with your diet, okay? But anyone that restricts any one food group is not going to be good for you long term. I can't stress that enough. So what you do need to understand is, when you do limit your calories, when you do go on a diet, what you need to start to understand is what effect that is going to have on your body, for one, and number two, how your body is going to try and counteract what you're trying to do, okay? And then you need to work around that and try and manipulate that balance and keep your hormones in check. And if you do that, then you can start acquiring some consistent fat loss, because of course it is quite simple to get consistent fat loss, but if you follow the correct procedures. So generally, going on a long period of starvation, like a never-ending diet, is not going to work. It will only work for a couple of weeks. So in the upcoming videos now, we'll be discussing metabolism first. That will be the next one. We'll be trying to give you an understanding of your metabolism and what it does, and then following on from that, there'll be other sort of serious fails that you can actually hit in your diet that are going to really stop you from losing weight, fat as I like to say, because when you're losing weight on a diet, it should be fat that you're losing and not muscle or water, okay? So those are going to be coming up. If you find that useful, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, okay? Try and stay up and in tune with the next episodes that are coming up so you can get all of this down. If you need any help, I'm available to message at mwpersonaltrainer.com, but for now, if you subscribe, that'd be brilliant.